My name is Dr. Esther Zaramuria, the Principal Secretary, State Department for TVET in the Ministry of Education, and I am a proud sponsor of Skill Up 2025, which is happening on the 15th to the 16th of July this year at the KICC under the theme Youth Empowerment through AI and Digital Skills. We are part of this initiative because we believe in building a future-ready generation through digital transformation and inclusive opportunities. Come engage with us and discover how we are helping empower Kenya's youth for suitable success.
Hey folks, glad you could join us on another episode of Business Redifined. This is your weekly, most comprehensive look at the world of business, finance and economics. Now, Skill Up Africa 2025 edition kicked off today at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, and we are privileged to have the Principal Secretary in charge of TVET in this country, that is Dr. Esther Moria. Asante sana for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
For those of us who might not be familiar,
Yes.
What is Skill Up Africa? Why is it important?
It is on basis of skills that actually countries grow, countries develop, countries are that we know, like the Tiger Five, they got where they are on grounds of skills. Why? Because skills is about people getting to do what they do and do it well. Until and unless a country gets to a position where its populace can actually perform, can actually do what it is that they are supposed to do, then we are not talking about growth, actual growth for a country. And I am persuaded that even for Kenya to have grown to where we are, because we are somewhere, that was dependent on the skills that we once trained in this country, when we had the pertinent technical institutions that trained the skills that they trained. Those are the people who babysat this country to the levels of development where we are. So it is about skills if a country is talking about developing.
I see. This year's edition focuses specifically on digital skills and artificial intelligence. Why those two?
Because, again, technology is moving. We are not just talking about the skills as we have known them here before, which of course are also very important, but the world is moving. Technology shifts every day. So when we talk about AI, for instance, we are talking about modern technology that is faster in helping us implement that which it is that we need to implement. For example, if we are talking about health and we are talking about application of technology in health, where I can have my medical records here and they can be accessed by a doctor in Kisumu, why not? That is where we should be. Therefore, the modern technology is very important, because even in agriculture, for example, we do not want to always depend on what we have always known as agriculture. Some of the developed countries, you will see farms that stretch from here to Kisumu, and all the maize is on one line, and it is growing at the same pace. And that is how those countries, because they are applying modern technology in farming, that is how those countries become food sustainable. They sustain themselves because they are applying technology, new technology, like AI on the farms. I have seen fish farming in some of these countries where where fish is simply, it's a huge farm, but it's only one person running that farm on a computer. And so for us to be able to get to those kind of levels, we need technology.
Okay. Speak to us about the connection between TVET, capacity building, and Skill Up Africa as a conference.
TVET, first of all, stands for Technical Vocational Education and Training. We are, like I have said before, we are talking about having people with absolute skills, where we are training people in the TVET institutions on the skills that they need to have, like I have said, for us to be able to do what it is that we need to do. It is in TVET institutions that we are admitting young people. Actually, we are admitting young people to train them on the curricula that we have developed together with industry. It is industry that has provided us with the occupational standards. That is, what is it that the industry requires? Who are the people that the industry requires? So we have that conversation with industry. We come up with the OSS, the occupational standards, from which we develop the curricula in the TVET institutions, and then train the young people so that they are ready for performance in those same industries. We have also partnered with the same industries in the actual training, where in one instance, we have young people training 50% in the institution and 50% in those same industries, so that they are able to experience and to work with them in the exactness of what the industry is doing, and they are able to experience or know the culture of those industries during training, so that when they eventually transit to the industries, it is being at home and work proceeds quite easily. So the nexus between the industries and the TVET institutions must be made seamless.
Yeah.
Recently, we have broken our curricula now into modules. We are saying that we are training young people every 3 months and certifying them in not less than 3 skills. So what we are saying here is that we do not want to just admit you and train you in civil engineering. No. We want to train you in every aspect of civil engineering, so that we are sure, we are confident that you have the skill that is called substructure. The laying of the steels before and the covering up of the ground, we want to be sure that it is absolute. The laying of the bricks, we want to make sure that it is going to be done very, very well. The plastering, all the way to gypsum technology, skill after skill, so that even when you get your diploma and you are a supervisor, you are supervising something that you know yourself. So that's the nexus that we want to build, so that the young people who eventually transit to the industry, we want to make sure that they are skills right across Africa. So Skills Africa, from the TVET perspective, we want to ensure that we are not just talking about people we suspect are skilled. We want to have the absolute confidence that the people who are walking out of the TVET institutions are well trained, and they are able therefore to function in Kenya, in the entire Africa, and in the world at large.
PS, what are some of the anticipated outcomes from the 2025 conference, and how will they help catalyze the economy in the country?
Conferences are ideas and experiences sharing fora. If from a conference like that, we want to hear what everybody else is doing in the neighborhood. If we are talking about South Africa, who for a long time have been ahead of us, what are the skills that they're doing? How are they doing them? What is it that we can learn from them? I am a firm believer myself of consulting, asking, checking. So we want to be able to compare notes. We want to be able to know what our neighbor and everybody else is doing, so that as a continent, we are able to move at a level where we are not leaving too many people behind. So for me, it is an opportunity to compare notes. It is an opportunity to check what we are doing with each other, and therefore we are able to help each other up, and we are also able to help each other vertically, so that we are moving as a continent to a very large extent together. where and if possible.
Okay. We're having this conversation within the context of the World Skills Day.
Yeah.
What would be your message and the government of Kenya's message to the youth?
I want to call upon the youth. Personally, even yesterday, I had another conversation in another media space. And what I want to tell the youth is that in our space, they have opportunities. And if I were them, I would be very selfish. I would be so self-centered that I would be thinking about what me and myself need to do to be able to get ahead. This all of us mentality, I don't know which better term I can give it, is something the youth need to exit, because you are in this world to grow to what you must be alone. It is not about us. It is about me. And therefore, my call to the youth is, as much as possible, get something that will help you move ahead and be the person that you must be. And as the government of Kenya, we are providing the youth with these opportunities. We are spending a lot of resources speaking to the industries, speaking to whoever else we need to speak to come up with opportunities to make sure that the youth have something for themselves. We for example, are even looking at the world outside there, although some of us in the country think that it is not good enough. We in TVET, for example, are sending some young people to the UK for upskilling in agriculture. When they go to the UK, they experience working with better technology and equipment in the United Kingdom than we might have here. And those are the opportunities we are providing for young people. And we are also training them in other languages like German, so that they can go to Germany and are able to see what is happening in Germany. In other words, we want the youth across the continent, so that they are able to experience, to get the externalities of knowledge from which they can bring back here. I was in Australia the other day, and there are myriads of opportunities there, and there are many Kenyans there who are taking advantage of those opportunities there, and they are very good at what they do because they are getting upskilled there. So my clarion call to the young people is that there are opportunities within the country, especially in TVETs, because we will train you in any area that you might want to scale. And we are encouraging the young people, do what it is that you have an interest in. Days are gone when we parents would tell you, please train to be a doctor, please train to be an engineer, train to be a musician, if that is what you want. Train to be a barber. I saw barbers in Australia who are very rich, wealthy, because they followed their passion. Youth in this country today have an opportunity to follow their passion. And we are providing them with that opportunity in education. After tertiary education, the world is open for them. And therefore, it is up to the youth to stop following the mob mentality and know that this life is about yourself. At the end of the day, you will find yourself on your own, and you will have to realize right now, when you're still young, that it is up to you to build up the future for yourself.
Yes, it's pretty much like you read my mind, because my next question was about skills and labor mobility. And I know you've touched on ventures with the United Kingdom, Australia, and a few others. But speak to us about the importance of skills in accelerating labor mobility and what that means for the youth of this country.
The skills that we are training now, I have already stated, are very particularized. And we have had opportunities with external interviewers who have been in this country and especially in our TVET institutions. When they come, they do not ask you to give them a certificate. They want to know what you can do, and they actually ask you to do it. The other day, they came to interview drivers to work in Dubai and the Arab Emirates generally. Yeah. They simply came and gave you a vehicle to drive and to park, you know, because it is about what you can do. And therefore, that is why I said that we are now training in a lot of particularities, directioned training. So that if we are training a mechanic, you start by putting down the entire engine and putting it back and picking that engine and putting it in a vehicle and starting it. That way you will know that you have known every part of that engine. And therefore, because we know that the world is looking for what you can do, we are therefore directioning our training in ensuring that our young people leave our institutions when they can do. And that is why I told you about even the modular training, where we are starting with every skill that you are going to learn. And once they have been able to go out there, and mind you, we are encouraging labor mobility for various reasons. One of them being upskilling our youth. Let them have the international experience. Let them learn as much as they can in the international world. They have an opportunity of plowing back that experience into this country, and those are the good skills that we are going to depend on as a country to move to the next level of development. Talk about the what do you call the money that they bring back?
That's for remittances.
The remittances.
Yeah.
Talk about the remittances. As a country, we also need the remittances. Therefore, we know that the world requires very specialist training. When I, like I have told you, when I went to Australia, I found that the nurses, the Kenyan nurses in Australia are quite disadvantaged. You know why? They are too trained. They're actually doctors. Kenyan nurses are doctors. In Australia, they want the nursing care. So according to them, a nurse is the person who provides the nursing care. So actually, our nurses in Australia are downstaged because they are too trained. So we in our space want to know, what does a particular space require? And we have an organization called Signet of Australia in Kenya today. Signet will train the Australians' needed skills within Kenya, so that they can be able to work in a space like that one. So for the labor mobility, which we encourage, because even though some of us think it is not a good thing, I keep saying we need to experience the world. And anyway, all of us cannot fit here. All of us are not going to fit here. So wale wanapata opportunity ya kwenda mahali pengine waende. After all, kwenu sio Nairobi. Wewe si ulikuja Nairobi.
Sure.
Hata mimi nilikuja Nairobi. That is labor mobility. So nikitaka wewe, hapana sio mimi. Wewe ukitaka kutoka hapa Nairobi uende Uganda. So you can go and work in Uganda.
Why not?
Why not? Let people experience the world. And there is nothing wrong with that. But I would like to caution the youth on this. They see these digital online advertisements for jobs. They go and apply for them, and the interviews are in Korogosho or this market down here. What is it called? That is where I hear people go to be interviewed. Don't go there. We in government are advertising international jobs on NEA, National Employment Agencies, which is in the Ministry of Labor. Check there for the job that you want to apply for. Interviews, we have agreed, will only be done within TVET institutions. Sio pale Korogosho, no. If you go to do interviews there and you are given a tourist visa and you are cheated that you'll get another visa when you get sijui where, don't ask the government. That is not about us. It's about you. And then after we do the interviews in the TVET institutions, it is us who are going to see to it that you have got all the documents that you need to go, and you are registered with the Department of Diaspora.
Yeah.
So that anywhere you are in this country, we as government know where you are. So I want also to caution the youth in a very big way. Get out of this country from the government perspective, because it is our responsibility as government to take care of you. When you do it outside there, then we are not responsible. but we want to encourage our young people to work locally in the on the kazi kwa mitandao, digital jobs. We have them even in the TVET institutions. We have the affordable housing. There is a lot of work to be done there. And we also have kazi maju. So all those are available, but the choice is yours. But most importantly, job or no job, because you can also be an entrepreneur. You can open your own. In Kibera here, we are training young people. They are not even finishing their course. After they know how to plait, after they know how to do beauty, they disappear. When you ask them why aren't you back in school, I have started my own. So you can also become an entrepreneur. Nothing wrong with that. But the most important thing for the young people, get a skill. Anybody who has a skill does not go hungry, because you can apply it across the bridge.
PS, we press for time and we have only a minute to go. Give us your parting shot.
My parting shot is, let us work together as a nation. Hii Kenya ni yetu zote. I've already asked the young people to come, we train them. The older people of us, let us keep encouraging our young people to take care of this nation. We need it, all of us, both the young people and the old people. If we don't encourage our young people to take care of this nation, they will not have anywhere to grow up and to be able to exercise even the things that we are saying they come and train and be able to do. So my clarion call to the young people, get busy preparing your tomorrow. Come, we will give you skills.
Thank you very much, PS. We have been having a conversation with Dr. Esther Moria, who is the PS in charge of TVET in this country, within the context of the World Skills Day and Skill Up Africa taking place at the Kenyatta International Convention Center. That is between the 15th and the 16th. Remember, the theme this year is skilling focused on digital skills as well as artificial intelligence. Stay tuned for more updates on this as and when they develop.